How's it going, guys? Today I'm gonna be analyzing and talking about how Tottenham Hotspur, which is the club I support, can and will perform next season in the championship. Now, obviously, championship is it's a place where we have never experienced before. It's a place where Tottenham Hotspur has not been to for a long time. There were times where we were down relegated to the league below Premiership, but when that happened, it was a long time ago. So we have no idea how it is like down there. So today I want to do a quick checkup on how it is actually down there, and maybe from that maybe from there I can eventually figure out ways for us to improve, and maybe even we can figure out how we can rank ourselves amongst them. So as you can see, this is the table for the current Sky Bet Championship, which is where we'll be heading next season if things goes well. As you can see, the first place is Coventry, Middlesbrough, followed by Middlesbrough, Millwall, Ipswich, Hull City, and Wrexham. These teams has the possibility to replace us in the Premier League, and we won't be able to know that until it happened. But so far, Coventry and Middlesbrough is probably going to be there. I would say Coventry probably is going to be the one that's going to make it. Middlesbrough, Millwall, Ipswich, they probably have to still fight for a little bit. There's still a lot more games. And here's another thing about Premiership, or Championship, I should say. There's a lot more games down there. As you can see, there's a total of 24 clubs here instead of 20. So if you do the calculation, we should be having at least 44 league games. Sorry, I was doing calculation. But yeah, we should be having 44 league games, which means more games to watch, which is actually a good thing, because you don't get to watch a lot of league games when you're in Premier League. But yeah, as you can see, we're probably going to be ended up playing with most of the team here. Let's see what other teams is in the league. There's Southampton, Derby County, Watford, Bristol City, Birmingham City, Preston North End, Sheffield United, Stoke City, Queen's Park Rangers, Swansea City, Norwich City, Charlton Athletic, Portsmouth, Blackburn Rovers, West Bromwich Albion, West Brom, as we know. We got Leicester, Oxford United, and Sheffield Wednesday. I don't know what the hell they do. How do you even get negative points? I don't know. I don't even know what happened. 12-point deduction. Breach of payment obligation. Oh, shit. Well, we won't be facing them anytime soon. So, I think what we should really focus on here is just to analyze what's the strength of the teams that will be heading or will be facing next season. Let's have a look at Southampton. Southampton, as we all know, is a very rich history, has a really rich history. They've been in Premier League for a lot of times, and they are one of the most legendary team, I should say. Let's look at their squad. I don't know how do you do it. How do you do it? Let's just do it here, I guess. Okay. Let's look at their squad. Let's try to have an idea of what team do they have. Well, they got Leo Cienza, Oriol Romeo, Elias Jalet. They always have Kurio Matsuki or Aaron Ramsdale. Oh, I know Aaron Ramsdale. Does that make any difference? I don't know. But they got a lot of players. Let's look at their overview. How do they did in their most recent match? Let's check it out. They played Leicester City at the FA Cup, and they actually won it. That's amazing. Let's look at their team. That's just to make sure this is the no. This is not the dude. Let's look at this. They won against Sheffield United Wednesday. Very convincingly. They're currently on a pretty good form. You know, no defeat. Really good. Let's look at their lineups. Let's see if we can find anyone that we can see or at least know. There's Larin. There's Azaz. Masuki. Charles. Someone called Bragg. And some guy called Hardwood. Pretty solid team. Now I don't know a single of them, but from the looks of it, they look like they know how to play football, which means they probably can beat us next season. Well, let's go back to the league table. Let's look at the league table and let's have a look at Derby County. This is the team that's currently 8th in the league. Let's have a look at how they did. So apparently they won against Blackburn Rovers pretty convincingly as well. Look at the stats and everything. Seems like a really good team. Let's see who they have. They got Morris. They got Agamang. They got Schematics. They got someone called Sanderson, James Ward, and James Vickers. Does that tell anything? No, I don't know. But they're 8th in the championship, and if we look at their form, they're not going the best. And if I understand anything about form, it's they last forever and they never recover. I know this because I support Tottenham Hotspur, and we never recover, and we will not recover. Let's look at Watford. Watford City, as again, we've heard him a lot of time. We heard this team a lot of time in the Premier League, and they've been promoting to the Premier League and also relegated multiple times. But I feel like maybe this year they weren't doing that well. That's why they're in the 9th in the league. Let's look at their most recent fixture. Wow, they were actually dominated by Bristol City. Sorry, I cannot contain the excitement to play Watford next season. But if you look at their lineups, it seems like they got no one that I know, which is perfect. We're probably going to beat them, and also we're probably we're gonna lose to them as well. So we're now going to look at Bristol City. They lost to Watford. Oh, this is the other team. We literally just looked at it. Birmingham, a very famous city in UK. This is where you get all those mandems and they stab you until you die. So I'm pretty sure we are going to lose because who knows, maybe halfway through the match, the players would just pull out a knife and just stab our players. That can happen. But, you know, we'll keep that in mind next season when we play against them. Next time we got Preston. Preston North End. Now, I don't know what's wrong with the English language. I don't know what this North End means. But it seems like they're on a pretty good form if you look at the table. Actually, I was just lying. I was just talking shit. But yeah, they lost to Millwall. Now, as you know, Millwall is a city famous for people to fight each other until death. That's how they settle their mayor candidate. That's how they settle their financial issue by fighting each other on the street, and also stabbing anyone who tries to cross the street. But Millwall is actually doing very well. They're third in the league. They will probably be the one replacing us next season. And I think if they actually got the Premier League, it'll be very dangerous for the other team, because we don't know what kind of violence they will conduct on the pitch. Now, I've never been to Millwall. I've never been to UK. I've never been to Europe. I'm born in Asia, and I don't know. But, Millwall, from the things I heard, they kill you if you just look at them wrongly. But yeah, what does that have to do with Preston? I don't know. I don't even know where's Preston. Let's move on to Sheffield. Sheffield United. They've been promoted to Premier League a few times. We've seen them in the Premier League a few times. I remember they got players like. Let's look at their team. This is their most recent lineup against QPR. They got Tyrese Campbell. I know Tyrese. I know Campbell. I don't know Tyrese Campbell though. They got someone called O'Hari, Peck, Tanganga. Hold on. This is actually interesting. I didn't know Tanganga's in here. Wait, he's actually playing in what is it? Sheffield. Okay. All right, great. Then I guess it'll be a very interesting derby day for Tanganga when he play against us next season. He'll be coming in and he'll try to prove why he deserved to be in Tottenham, and we shouldn't have kicked him out and put it in Sheffield. Well, don't worry, Tanganga. Next season we might actually buy you back, so that we don't have to spend that much on players, and you'll be the perfect fit for championship plays. Let's move on to Stoke City. Stoke City is currently 14. As you know, Stoke City, legendary. They are like a legendary club in Premier League. They're the ones that really implemented and also popularized the ball throw technique. They use it to and abuse it. They use it almost like a set piece, and because of them, now Arsenal try to do the same thing, and the whole Premier League is ruined. They also have Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch was one of the best players in Stoke City. They also have Charlie Adams, if I'm not mistaken. He scored that famous goal against Chelsea, and it's a really good goal. I remember Eden Hazard lost the ball, and somehow Charlie Adams got the ball and shot it through the halfway line. Shot it over peak Thibaut Courtois. Pretty crazy. But how are they doing now? Let's look at their team. They just lost to Coventry. Well, to be fair, Coventry is the top form team right now. They are currently on a 4-game win streak. Not terrible, but if you look at the stats, they have been dominated. Let's look at the team. Let's see if there's anyone we know. Ashley Phillips. Now, Ashley Phillips, again, another Tottenham player. I know this because I'm a Tottenham fan. Ashley Phillips, I've seen highlights of him. He seems to be a really good player. But for some reason, he doesn't get to have any opportunity to play for Tottenham. But I guess he's doing pretty well in Stoke City. At least he's getting experience. Now, he's a young player. So there is still time for him to develop and eventually play for us next season. We don't know, because we might actually need him, because he'll be a cheap player that we can actually obtain when we sell all of our players, because we're going to relegate to Championship. That's what I'm trying to say. Now let's move on to the next club, QPR. Now, The only player I remember from QPR is Charlie Austin. We all know Charlie Austin. He's the guy that beats people up. He's the gangster. He's the delinquent on the pitch. He punches people. He hits people. That's what he does. Now that's my only impression on QPR. And also QPR was partly sponsored by Malaysian tourism for a while, and also Malaysian business owner. So it's kind of connected to my country. Doesn't really mean anything, but let's take a look at let's look at their lineups. They got someone named Salter, Escuderia, Saito, Morgan, Robbie Cohn, Jane Varane. Pretty stacked team. If I'm not mistaken, QPR stands for Queen's Park Rangers, in case you don't know that. Let's move on to Swansea. Swansea is also the famous club that was the platform that Ryan Sigurdsson famously put out his best performance of his career. Another best performance from Sigurdsson was the time that he tries to hide child pornography in his computer. That is also a highlight of his career, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure what he's doing nowadays. But that's my impression of Swansea. And also Iwobi, not Iwobi. That's a guy, Barney. That's him, Barney, Wilfred Barney. That guy was always playing for Swansea. That's all I remember. Let's take a look at that squad. Let's take a look at the lineups. They got someone named Nunes. They got a Korean there. They got some called Burgers. Don't even try to start that. There's some called Burgers. They also got Ronaldo in there. So it seems like a very solid team, which means they're going to defeat us next season. Let's move on to Norwich City. Now, Norwich City is an actual city that is named after Norwich, which is a bird that's name is Nor, and when Nor flies, it makes the sound witch, which is why they go, oh wow, look at that Norwiching. I'm not from UK. Let's have a look at their lineup. They got someone called Ali Ahmed. Sounds very immigrant. They also got someone called Kivs Garden, Leoren Gibbs, Sciencefield, Kevin McLean, Kevin Fisher, Cordoba, and Kovacic. Now that sounds like a very sick team, but I'm just a little bit concerned on the amount of immigrants on the pitch here, especially with Ahmed. We in Malaysia, we don't have people like that. We don't like people that has the word Ali and Ahmed in their name, because we're not a Muslim country. Let's move on to Charlton. Now Charlton, I don't know much. Let's move on to Portsmouth. Portsmouth is a city that I heard a lot of it because of how good the names sound, but it seems like they're not doing quite well in the league. Let's have a look at their lineup. So as you can see, they lost to Hull City. Hull City is also one of the club that is in the top 6, which means they have a chance to eventually come up to us and replace our place in Premier League. But so far we don't know yet because the season haven't ended. Unlike Tottenham, because the season hasn't ended, but you already know what's gonna happen next season. Let's have a look at their team. They got someone called Schmidt. They got Swanson, Eve and Adam, Muhammad Ali, Charlie Bishop, Ali Sigesh, Hector Blair. Now that's a pretty solid team. Name wise, sounds like a very solid team. If I have a kid, I'll probably pick a name from there. But they're 19 in the championship. They're probably not that strong. But we'll see when we match each other next season. Let's have a look at Blackburn Rovers. Now, Blackburn Rovers is a legendary team as well. This is where the famous Alan Shearer spent a few seasons, and also brought Blackburn Rovers to a few champions, a few trophies on Premier League, or what they called it back then, Premiership. And they were really, really one of the most anticipated, also most respected club in England. But for some reason, they are currently 20th in the Championship now. I'm not quite sure what happened, not quite sure what was the problem. But hopefully they were able to resolve it and eventually stop being so shit. Let's have a look at their team. As you can see, their team has a lot of weird names. They got someone called Ohashi, Ribeiro, Alan Forshaw, Raul Alebioso, Sain McLaughlin, Barbie Tooth, Eric Cashin, and also, yeah. So as you can see, the names is complicated, which is probably the reason why they're so low in the table. If I'm their manager or their owner, I will probably encourage them to get players with simpler names, or even more iconic names. Or else, how do they even like remember each other's names? If you don't know their names, how are you gonna play together? So let's move on to West Brom. West Brom City, West Bromwich Albion. Again, it's a city. I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot about West Brom. Some of my friends, they used to study there, and it was a beautiful city, at least from what they told me. Now, what does that have to do with their performance in Championship? Nothing. Let's have a look at their team. This is their recent loss against Oxford United. As we all know, Oxford United is actually in, again, the top 6 of the Championship, which means something. Oh shit, they got Will Lancashire? Now, you might not know this. Oh, actually, Oxford is down to 22. Shit, my bad, bro. Now, Will Lancashire, again, in case you don't know. Okay, where can I click it? Will Lancashire. Is again a Tottenham prodigy. But what does Tottenham do about it? We send them all away. That's how we do it. If we got talent, we send them all away. And if you got talent, we'll bring them in, make them worse, just to send them away again. That's what Tottenham is. Let's have a look at West Brom. They got Michael O'Leary, Michael Johnston, Jama Maja, Charlie Taylor, Ian Prince, John Malumbi, John Wallace, and Kerry Styles, and also Michael O'Leary. Pretty standard name, very English. I do feel like they have a chance to at least don't relegate. That could be the possibility. Now, since we're here already, why not check out Leicester City? Leicester City, this is a team where they produce one of the most amazing story in Premier League ever. They won the 2015-2016 season, if I'm not mistaken, of the Premier League, and that was a very amazing achievement, because the odds of them winning the Premier League back then was 1 to 1,000, which is crazy if you think about it. But somehow they won it, and that's because they got an amazing manager, amazing set of players, and also they have Harry Kane. No, they don't have Harry Kane. They did have Harry Kane, but it wasn't that season. But also they have Riyad Mahrez, N'Golo Kante, and Jamie Vardy, and some guy called Nico Fox or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, Leicester City was an amazing squad. They were striving actually for a while in the Premier League during their tough years. They also managed to win an FA Cup, which is very impressive. But somehow they are now in the relegation battle in Championship. What happened? I'm not quite sure. From what I heard, a lot of scandals, a lot of players left the club. The clubs are unable to hold on to their talents, and also they're financially kind of shaky. The owner's kind of shaky, a lot of stuff. And also Vardy just kind of retired. They lost the anchor to their squad. Feel bad, but that's just how it is, right? So they lost recently to Norwich City, which we checked out already. Let's look at their squad. Ryan Pereira. This guy is still here. Ricardo Pereira. This guy is still here. Damn. Oliver Skip, again, a Tottenham player who's been gone for quite a few seasons. He is one of my favorite Tottenham player of all time, just because of how dedicated he is to the club and how much he actually commit to a club. Even though he doesn't have the skill, he has the mentality and also the drive, which is something that all of the players on the pitch that plays for Tottenham lack nowadays, except Archie Gray. I love that guy. And also maybe Matheus Tel. The rest of them, they can go to hell. And let's see who else. Patson Daka. This guy is still here. David Mukasa. Jordan Ayew is still here. Louis Page. A lot of new names, but most of them is still here. You know? Amazing. This team, I'm just a little bit upset and also a little bit disappointed that they are performing this low. Let's move on to Oxford United. Now, Oxford United is a club. Now, the only Oxford I know, because I'm not from UK, is the dictionary, which is where I used to search up meanings of words that I have no idea what they mean. And after looking through the Oxford United, after looking through the Oxford Dictionary, I somehow ended up more confused. But this is them doing 23rd in the championship. Not the best, but not worse than Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, which we're gonna check out after this. Let's see what this means. It's huge. Oxford United boss speaks on huge new stadium progress. Now let's see how huge it is. That doesn't seem to be showing how huge it is. Seems like they're lying. Fake news. Can you bring me back? Yeah. Let's look at their squad. Again, as I said, Will Lancashire is our club, is our Tottenham player who left us, and it's good for him because I don't want players to waste their time in Tottenham. Sam Long. We got John Cummings, Jamie Cummings. Got Charlie Brown, Kieran Brown, John Curry, Jack Curry, Malise Helic, Mikael Helic, Cameron Brannigan. Anyway, this team seems solid, which means they're probably going to beat us next season if they somehow survive through the relegation battle. Now let's move on to the last team in the league, which is Sheffield Wednesday Football Club. Now, I don't even know if I should check this club out because there's just no way we're going to face them next season unless we demoted again next season. But they seems like a pretty shit. What can I say? Yeah, shit team. Get fucked, man. So there we go. We look through every single club in the championship, or at least all the clubs that we have high possibility to meet next season. Now I want to make this clear. You guys might not know this. You guys might think I'm joking. You guys might think I'm making a satire of this. I'm not. I have a big belief, and I believe that next season I'll be watching Tottenham playing 44 league games at time that I don't know, and also on channel that I don't think I'll even get to watch in Malaysia. But that doesn't mean that I would not stop supporting Tottenham. Just because we're shit, just because we're terrible, just because we are the worst team in the world, just because they are the reason why I cannot sleep every night, they're the reason why I'm still depressed, they're the reason why I will want to kill myself every single night. Just because of that, it doesn't mean that I will not stop supporting this club. And I urge you guys, please stop supporting Tottenham. I mean, continue supporting Tottenham. This is a time where we fans are needed to stay strong together and try to bring this club together. When the club is weak like this, us, the fan, can change everything. If we stay strong together, anything can happen. We might even win the championship next season. With that said, thank you guys for watching.